Well, what a beautiful day we have here in Gwavas. It's actually nice to have a day where it's not a howling gale for a change. The last month we've had a howling gale up here. It has been windy. As you can see, the trees in front down there, there's probably 25% of that little bit down there standing still. The rest has been blown over and snapped off. So, oh well. Not much you can do about the wind. The nice breeze up here at the moment. It's not too windy. It's just a light breeze at the moment. It's actually quite nice. So in the distance, straight ahead, we've got Napier and Hastings City, which is 70 k's drive from here, so it's not too bad to work. Yeah. And down here we have the sort of, Southern Hawke's Bay Plains down here. You've got town of straight ahead in the middle, Waipukarau. And over that way, straight ahead, you've got a little settlement called Takapau. And down in front of us, the farm down there is called Smedley. It's a farm training school. So at least we're not out as far on this line, on this setting. The hauler was just up there on that pile there. So we, it's not a bad setting, this one. We're on the dozer at the moment. You can see it's dug in on the road way down there. And no, we're not going up the face up the back there. That was all shoveled down and taken down the road, and those trees on the back there up to the ridge, they're all getting shoveled down the hill. It's in the middle centre up there. There's a landing up there for a yarder to go up there. And I think the swing yarder will be doing those gullies up there. Our next setting when we're finished is just up there on the centre of the screen. And we go down the gully there. And then after that, don't know where we're going. So you bare bit of ground down there off the edge. That's where the swing yard has been. It's up around the corner where you can see the dust cloud where the stem truck's going and coming back this way. Stem truck leaves here as well. We've got our pile of stems. He's been in a few times already today to load us out. So yeah, it's nice to have the sun shining and not a gale force wind blowing for a change. The ground up here is quite rocky, so where the hauler's sitting down there is just straight rock. It's quite nice, and all the dead bin up here are dug into the hillside, which is just rock with a little bit of soil on it. In some places it's 2 foot, 3 foot thick. Other places it's only a few inches thick. So that's the way it is up here. We haven't had much rain up here lately. The grass down there looks green, but it's all very short. There's been plenty of rain to the south of us. We can see it go past from up here. But everything down in front of us, we had a bit of rain last Monday. A week and a half ago, we had probably 10-15 mils of rain out here. We needed it because the wind was that strong. It was just sucking the dirt off the paddocks down there. You can see the dust clouds coming off. That solved that problem. But otherwise it's been very dry. Looks like we're in for probably a drought this summer again. Wouldn't surprise me. After having a few wet summers. Anyway, running the carriage as usual. We don't use breaker outs anymore. We haven't used them for 5 years now. My goodness, that long since I've been using a carriage. But it's quite nice to have the rigging on every now and then, and it's quite a bit of nostalgia even now and then when you have the rigging on, because you can't get the carriage there or something. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll take another bit of a short video down the bottom there. You can see over the edge it's reasonably steep. Just a short view of the windthrow carnage down here. So it's just trees just snapped off for about 100 metres going down the hill, not quite, but yeah, probably 100 by 150 metre area. I put the felling machine here to cut it all up, so that won't be too much of a problem. They will probably shovel this down the hill a bit, or shovel some of this up to here, and you can see there's a blue stump down there. That's my square, one of my Gwavas, my square one out to the side. So we can only pull round to there, so everything above here, above it on this side of it where they have come up here will get shoveled down there for me to pull up, so that won't be too bad. But at least it's not a big area of wind throw up here. We had quite the storm the other week. Midday we were told to leave the forest, and because the wind actually got stronger after that, and that's what blew all these trees over. It was a little bit down in here before that, but after we left the wind got so strong, yeah, we were up here, even before we left up here we were getting sandblasted. So it was not nice up here at all when we had to cut our way back into the forest the next day when the wind had dropped. There's a lot of trees down in the area. The bottom of the South Island had it really bad. Some places 2 weeks later are just getting their power back on now. Whole shelter belts of trees just blown over. Power lines, hundreds of power poles snapped off. Big pivot irrigators blown over down there. We've had a few shelter belt trees over around in this area blown over and just trees snapped out, but it hasn't been too bad on the plains here. But this is all salvageable wood, so that's all good. Anyway, quick look down the front face here. Got the felling machine working just down the hill there, with a tether parked on the road. Dozers parked on the road. It's actually been laid out fairly well for me this time. We've got different person in the felling machine, so it's actually getting laid out reasonably well for me. Instead of just chucked down, it's put in pairs, or 2 or 3 or 4 logs if they're small ones. So it just speeds it up for me, which is actually quite nice. The old Hitachi down there as well. There's also a wheel skidder down there and a track skidder parked down there. They've been doing the top up there, using the felling machine and track skidder to pull it down the hill. And then the Hitachi loads it out onto the stem truck, which takes it up round the corner there, up behind us to the super skid. Anyway, thanks for watching. Any questions, just ask. And if you're a subscriber, thanks for subscribing. And there's a bit more wind throw down there as well, so this is all going to be stuff down in front of me is going to be cut next week, because we're coming around on it. The tower rope's getting reasonably close, but those root balls there, if he doesn't cut them, that's alright. I'll rip them up the hill easy enough. Most of those root balls the felling machine will cut, so that's all good. And yes, anyway, from a brilliant day in Hawke's Bay, New Zealand, thanks for watching. Somewhere down there. comes Jared and the tether up the hill at the end of the day. Getting there just before Christmas. We have a video here of the super skid. All the stems from the swing yarder and the hauler come down here. And it's just started to rain, and here comes the stems truck from the swing yarder. One truck in the background over there chaining up. Another loading. Another one waiting to get loaded. So on the top of the screen there, you got the unloading area for the stems, and you got the processor there, and then the centre down there behind the loader there is the QC area, and there's all the QC logs.